When stars come out and skies turn deep, it's time for hearts to softly keep the love of God, both big and small, to share with others, one and all. Be kind to friends, both near and far. God sees your heart just where you are. A smile, a hurt, a hug, a gentle word can spread His love through all the world. Your God loves hearts that shine, not stun. Show tenderness, that's all, not stun. The quiet ones who help, not stun. Show tenderness that shine, not there. When someone stumbles, who help with care.
The Miracle of the Loaves and Fish.
In the ancient land of Galilee, by the shimmering shores of a vast lake, large crowds gathered to hear Jesus speak. His words were full of wisdom and love, and people traveled far and wide to listen to his teachings, which brought comfort and hope to their hearts. The sun climbed high, and hours passed as Jesus shared parables and healed those who were ailing, always with a gentle touch and a compassionate gaze. As evening approached, the disciples began to worry. "Master," said Philip, "these people are hungry, and there is no food here. We should send them away to buy provisions in the nearby villages." The sheer number of people was overwhelming. There were thousands, men, women, and children, all listening intently and showing no signs of leaving, captivated by Jesus' presence. Jesus, however, had another plan. He turned to his disciples and asked, "Where can we buy bread for all these people to eat?" He knew what he was about to do, but he wanted to test their faith and understanding. The disciples looked at each other, bewildered by the enormity of the task, knowing their limited resources could never satisfy such a multitude. Andrew, one of the disciples, came forward, his brow furrowed with concern. "There is a young boy here," he said, gesturing towards a shy but earnest boy. "He has 5 small barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that among so many people?" Andrew, a kind man in his late 20s, with short, curly dark brown hair and a neatly trimmed beard, had warm, observant brown eyes, and wore a simple tunic of earthy tones, brown and green, with worn leather sandals. He often had a thoughtful, slightly worried expression. Jesus smiled, a radiant, reassuring smile that calmed all anxieties. "Tell everyone to sit down," he instructed. The disciples, trusting in their master, began to organize the vast crowd. They arranged the people into groups of hundreds and fifties, spreading them out on the green grass of the hillside, a sea of expectant faces looking towards Jesus. Then, Jesus took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish into his hands. He looked up to heaven, his eyes filled with gratitude, and blessed the simple meal. A hush fell over the crowd as they watched, wondering what would happen next. His movements were deliberate and full of grace, and a divine light seemed to emanate from him. He broke the bread into pieces and began to distribute it to his disciples, and then the fish. The disciples, filled with a sense of wonder and excitement, then carried the food to the seated multitude. And as they did, a miracle began to unfold before their very eyes. There was always more to give. To the astonishment of everyone, there was enough for all. The disciples kept going back to Jesus, and he kept providing. The bread and fish multiplied in their hands, warm and fresh, smelling delicious. Families shared, friends passed plates, and the murmuring crowd turned into a scene of joyful feasting. Everyone ate until they were full, their hunger satisfied, their faces beaming with contentment and awe. The disciples watched, their hearts swelling with amazement at the power and compassion of their master. This was more than just a meal. It was a profound testament to divine abundance. After everyone had eaten, Jesus told his disciples, "Gather the pieces that are left over. Let nothing be wasted." His words reminded them of the importance of stewardship and gratitude. They diligently followed his instruction, collecting every last crumb. The disciples collected 12 basketfuls of leftover bread and fish. 12 baskets, a symbol of abundance and more than they had started with. The miracle had not only fed them all, but had also provided a tangible reminder of God's limitless provision. The baskets were heavy and overflowing. That day, more than 5,000 men, in addition to women and children, had been fed by 5 small loaves and 2 fish. It was a powerful demonstration of Jesus' divine nature and his boundless love for humanity. The crowd departed, their spirits lifted, their faith strengthened, and their hearts full of wonder. The miracle of the loaves and fish teaches us several profound lessons. It shows us that even the smallest offering, when given with a generous heart and blessed by God, can accomplish extraordinary things. The little boy's humble meal became a feast for thousands, proving that no contribution is too small in God's hands. It also teaches us about the importance of trusting in God's provision. When faced with overwhelming challenges, like feeding thousands with almost nothing, Jesus demonstrated that faith can overcome any obstacle. He never doubted, and through him, abundance was created, where scarcity seemed certain. Furthermore, this story highlights Jesus' compassion and concern for the physical and spiritual well-being of people. He didn't just teach, he also met their most basic needs, showing a holistic love that cared for both body and soul. His love extended to every single person in the vast crowd. Finally, the act of gathering the leftovers teaches us about stewardship and avoiding waste. Even in the midst of a miracle, Jesus emphasized responsibility and gratitude, reminding us to value and care for every blessing we receive, big or small. We are called to be wise with what we are given. So, the next time you feel that what you have is too little to make a difference, remember the miracle of the loaves and fish. With faith and a willing heart, even the smallest contributions can be transformed into something magnificent, bringing blessings to many. Always trust in God's abundant grace and power.